Why do you think you were able to actually start to find some?
I think just the volume of it, to be honest. Kind of like one of the previous questions. We just didn't have much rhythm, a lot less in the first half than in the second half. And once we found that rhythm, we were able to get more into the run game. Offensive line really stepped up and was making huge blocks, covering them up. Phil and I were seeing the field really well, and making the secondary miss and getting into that third level. So we were pumped to be able to get it rolling. But yeah, huge shout out to those big boys up front for clearing the holes.
What is it like though? I mean, at Syracuse, there was a lot of opportunity there, and then early in that first half, you had like 4 carries for 11 yards. What was it like going at that halftime?
Yeah, I think I just want to see this team be victorious at the end of the day. So, kind of going back out after halftime, knew that I needed to step up. Phil and I both of us knew that we needed to step up and help this offense out, make it a little bit easier on the defense. So I think it was just motivation coming out of halftime to do our part and step up.
Well, heading into a week off now and then a big second half, what do you guys have to do to get to where you want to be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's Coach Sweeney has been relaying it on us, but just go 1 week at a time. That's all we can do. Each week is a season of its own, and we just got to be 1-0 every week. So to be able to do that and focus, we've got a great schedule, last 6 games of the regular season. So just to compete against every opponent and do what we need to do, make the routine plays, and when we do that, everything seems to go pretty well.
Speaking of Coach Sweeney, did you kind of celebrate his record-tying career win in the locker room afterwards?
100%. Yeah, we celebrate wins, but when it's something like that, it makes it a little bit sweeter. Just so many great things I can say about Coach Sweeney, but he's a huge part of the reason why I'm where I'm at today.
Is there
go ahead.
Is there some frustration that things just aren't smoother yet, any easier yet through the offense?
No, not for me. I think that as an offense, we're just trying to continue to get better. We know there's going to be hiccups and things going not our way, but I felt really smooth, kind of up to this point. We're never going to be, something that, we always get people's best is what I'm trying to say, right? So you get a week like last week against Syracuse where they're trying to stop the run game, and Tyler Brown has a huge one. Cade does a really good job scrambling on third down. Then you get to this week, defenses are always trying to do something else against us. So just being able to decipher that early on, make adjustments, and go off of that. Obviously, you want to be smoother. You want to help out the defense a ton more than we did today. But hey, anytime you get a victory, you got a smile on your face, and you just got to look at those opportunities as a way to get better.
Saw a moment between you and Cade there on that on the false start that was called. You've talked about your passion, your energy that can come out on the field. Well, what transpired there, and what's it like to kind of be able to put that stuff behind you guys on the fly?
Yeah, it's really easy for Cade and I just because of the great relationship that we have, and I think kind of how it's viewed is kind of not where it goes. On the next play, we've already forgotten about it. But no, that was 100% on me. Just got the wrong call. Just a communication error between Cade and I. But at the end of the day, I got to know my stuff a little bit better and be able to pick up. Yeah, it was totally on me. So just got to move on to the next play like we did.
Well, on the fumble early, the exchange between you and Cade, I guess what went wrong there?
Yeah, it's entirely on me too. Just got to give him room to pull the football. And when I get down there and it becomes a little bit longer of a mesh, I tend to just want the ball and go, especially when I'm feeling pressure from that defense end that was crashing. They were bringing a sassy blitz from the field. Right? So 2 guys, defense end crashes. It's a little bit quicker. Still a really tough read on Cade because you got outside force, right? So he doesn't want to pull the ball. That's why the mesh was a little longer. At that point, it's just kind of one or the other, hand the ball or take it, but I didn't really give him that opportunity. So, yeah, that was entirely on me, too. Just got to do a better job from my point of view.
Well, you mentioned the second half. You and Phil just seemed to find a flow, find the gaps, find the openings as the game went on. You guys made some crucial plays that kind of kept everything in our favor. What do you think of how the game went along from just first to fourth on a pretty crazy day.
Yeah, I freaking love it. Especially there in that second half. Phil and I kind of conversed at halftime and knew what we had to do. Knew that we had to step up. So to go out there and really just fulfill our mission. Being able to get in the end zone from my part, and then Phil at the end of the game, just burying them, put them 6 feet under. That's just what we preach as a running back room. And to go out there, do it, to lead this football team to victory, it's a great feeling.
What was the message from Coach Spiller at the half? I mean, like you said, kind of came out a little slack, but then just picked things up. What was the message from Coach Spiller as the game went on?
Yeah, it's just to continue to be positive and that the volume is going to increase. So make the plays, right? We kind of knew going into the second half that we were going to get a little more of an opportunity, and that we had to make the most of it. So that was really his message to us. But Coach Spiller does such a great job of knowing how to motivate us and what positions to put us in, and that's why we were ultimately so successful in the second half. So huge shout out to them.
You talked about you guys need to clean some stuff up heading into the bye week. What are some things you specifically are still going to clean up?
Yeah, me specifically. I think protecting myself a little bit more, obviously, right? Had two funny jumps today, so just going back, looking at that, seeing how I can do a better job of protecting myself as a running back. And then just, I think for me as a leader, just continue to grow, continue to just delegate the responsibilities, keep the energy up on the sideline, and just put people in positions to succeed. That's something that I can continue to get better at. And then my on the field play is just continuing to be patient out there. And I think you saw it the first drive out of the second half, but we had a lot of gap schemes, and I showed great patience, and they were great plays. O-line had them up, got to the second and third level, and was able to make a couple people miss, and we got some momentum rolling. So I'd say those are three facets. Just can go back and just continue to improve my game on.
Will, what do you think about the way the defense played today and how they kept you guys in it?
I absolutely love them to death. I was in the locker room hugging all of them, including Coach West and all the defensive coaches. I mean, they did a hell of a job, for us to turn the ball over and give it to Wake Forest on the 9-yard line, and for them to only get a field goal out of it. And really just the whole first half with how we were playing the fields. We were always backed up, given to them with really good field position. They played unbelievable, tremendous. That D-line. Secondary, when you talk about the cornerbacks that had to come in and step up today with Jaden Lucas and Toriana Pride, I mean, it's freaking unbelievable, and they deserve all the glory for what they were able to do today.
Well, I think you had 86 rushing yards in the second half. Seemed like you were running with a lot of purpose after halftime. Why were you able to have such a great second half?
Yeah, huge shout out to the O-line. Like I said, they were really having it up in the second half. We made some adjustments, and the guys that were in there did a tremendous job. And I just showed greater patience. It's one thing that Coach Spiller brought to me at halftime is just on those gap schemes, continue to be patient. We knew that we were getting pressure from the backside, but don't let it hurry you up to where you're going to miss the hole. So, like I said, the big boys up front did a great job having it up, and I wanted to help this team seal the victory. So.
I'm sorry, that flip somersault you did on before you scored the touchdown was a little bit scary.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say so for me. I mean, that's just a normal play. I honestly didn't even realize it looked very bad until I got back in the locker room and saw it. But all the running backs when I was going over there were like, "Why didn't you just run in there?" I was like, "I didn't think I could." I thought I had to lay it all on the line. But like I said, I got to go back, look at the film, see how I can better protect myself, because that's something that I do take pride in, especially as a running back, and being able to have a long career. So definitely not scary for me, but got to go back and make some adjustments for sure.
A question on the same play. After you went down on the 1-yard line, it was pretty clear you were calling to the sideline. You wanted your number called again. How good did it feel for the coaches to dial your number up in the time of need?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. I think that's just me wearing my emotions on my sleeve. I think the public just gets to see it just because of how I am, and I wanted to get in. I thought I was going to get in on the play where I ended up on the 1-yard line. line. But yeah, I was just letting them know, like, hey, I'm good. I'm freaking ready to go. Like, let me finish this drive and get in the end zone. So, you know, for Coach Riley to be able to call that inside zone, and for me to, you know, get in there, those big boys up front, you know, leaving a wide open hole, it's a great feeling, no doubt.
Will, when you have a defense that's just so dominant, how much confidence does that give you guys in the rest of the offense?
Yeah, you know, it's great, and it's something we take pride in the offense. You know, at halftime we had felt like, you know, we weren't playing complimentary ball. They were overcompensating for us, and you never want to feel that on one side of the ball. And that's how the offense felt. So we wanted to go out there. We knew we were receiving the ball and just, you know, make it a little different, take some of the pressure off of them. But it's a great feeling. You know, we always want to try to flip the field. We always want to end it with a kick. You know, if we can't score or get in the uprights, we want to end it with a punt. Yeah, it's a great feeling of confidence knowing how good our defense is.
Yeah, I asked Phil about this last time. I'm going to ask you now. Just talk to me about your relationship with him and just how special of a guy he is.
Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. You know, I could sit up here and really go on for 20 minutes about our relationship. But, you know, I came in with him. We were roommates at Lightsey our freshman year, moved off and have been roommates, you know, the past 2 years at 2 different places. But I've spent the most time with him, my time here. And one thing that I will say is that, you know, he pushes me to be a better individual every day. You know, whether it's on the field, whether it's spiritually, whether it's in my relationships. You know, I know when I'm getting out of Phil Maffa, and you know, he'll be my best friend for the rest of my life. There's no doubt about it.
Think about 2 more for Will.
Second half mindset coming out of the locker room, it looked like the idea was just get you the ball, get physical, and try and get the running game going.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, coming out, we definitely wanted to increase the volume of the running game. You know, we knew that the opportunities were going to be there, that you know, those big boys up front were going to hat them up, and Phil and I just had to do our jobs. That's what it came down to. We were successful, you know, first drive coming out of the second half, and we stuck with it, and it ended up working. So
It was an uncharacteristic game for Tyler, especially in the kicking game. How do you coach a young guy like him up?
Yeah, you know, I'm not worried about it. I don't think anyone is in the locker room just because of how he carries himself too. You know, he knows that he's got to grow. He's had an incredible season up to this point, done some great things. You know, everybody has mistakes. I can think back to my freshman year, you know, specifically the pit game where it's like you just got to find a way to rebound. You know, you're going to make bad plays. It's inevitable for any player, especially a freshman in there. But I've got no worries at all that he's going to bounce back and you know, continue to have the season that he was having.
All right, thank you, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, guys.